Oh man, that doesn't get old.
All right, here we go. Week 4, right? Week 4. We've made it
It
a
is.
month.
It's week
Made it a
4.
month.
We're a month in. It's a 1 month. What's the 1 month anniversary? Is it the Wood anniversary?
Like John Wooden? Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Or like all the anniversaries, like the 1 year anniversaries, like.
Whittle a piece of like a wooden like bracelet, a wooden like necklace.
Hang on, we're gonna look at this. I'm gonna look this up while we're talking here.
So 4 weeks, we made it. We're still trying to build a little bit of an audience here, but anyone that's listening, thank you. Hopefully, there's some people listening. We're not just talking into the abyss.
We appreciate it.
Yeah, on Instagram at allright_. Here we go. We're trying to do get up on that. But anyway, share, subscribe, like the podcast, and yeah, week 4, the wooden. It's not like nickel or like something like that. Like
looking this up right now. Go figure. I don't know this. What is a 75-year?
Should never have a relationship like giving away anything. I know I should go to like my journal. Be like,
yeah, you're the one who's married here.
Kissed on week 4, and I gave her a.
Yeah. Oh my God. On date 5, we had oysters.
Okay. Yeah, who writes a journal? You know, journaling's like. Okay, yeah, go ahead.
No, go ahead. We'll talk journal before we get into the anniversary names here.
Like journaling's like a thing now. People like journal all the time. Like it's back. Like I remember like journaling was like when you're like 13. And it's like today at school, I saw Johnny and we had flapjacks.
That's what I did. Katie is cute. She sits 3 rows in front of me. Just like one word entries.
How would you creep on like little girls in your class?
Yeah, it was the same age, so I think it improved pretty much. I didn't know I was like in 3rd grade when I was like 26. Like, oh, we're learning the alphabet today.
How would you make your age much younger than you actually are? What are you having, like a midlife crisis already?
26. Yeah, I'm going to go buy a Ferrari. All right, here we go. This is by year, but since we're only a month in, we'll go by month. So the first month is the paper anniversary.
It is 1 month.
It is 1 month. Yeah, so it's the paper anniversary. I got you this. I got you this piece of paper. Can you see it?
Yeah. Here we go. Yeah.
Congratulations. I got you this paper.
Yeah, here you go.
Thank you. It's
been a yellow pad.
Yeah.
Phil's showing me. I don't know what that is. I'm showing Phil a yellow pad.
It's a blank piece of paper.
Oh shit! Is that your ticket to NASCAR? I'm gonna like post that online and sell it.
Okay, cool. Well, then if you can go back in time,
get your barcode.
You can go to that race. When you come with the DeLorean, you can go to that race. So next month will be our cotton anniversary. That's gonna be a tougher one.
Oh my God.
Then we get to the leather anniversary in month 3.
Is that like clothing? This is like clothes.
Yeah.
So specify cotton. Can I get something wool?
No, cotton.
Or like jean, like denim.
Oh, excuse me.
Yeah. Yeah, it reminds me of that fucking hamster that you're eating in fucking Peru.
It's a guinea pig. Can we get it right? It was a guinea pig, not a hamster. I'm not a monster here. Back to the anniversary.
Our neighbors have little guinea pigs, and I would love to tell them that story, but they're like 10 years, like 5 years old.
How do you broach that subject? Hey, kids, that's a cute guinea pig. My friend ate one.
I see their guinea pigs a lot.
I hope that's not a euphemism for something. Month 3 is the leather anniversary.
Okay, wait. What do you want to do with that?
Maybe some leather chaps.
I knew you were going to say that.
I know.
Why would I know that? That's not
too obvious. It's a thing to say, you know. Month 4 is the fruit and flowers anniversary. These are so stupid. Fruit and flowers. Here we go. 5 is the wood. So we're about 5 months away from our wood anniversary.
4 months, right?
4 months away. You're right. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Then how far are we going with this? Then it goes iron, wool, bronze, pottery, tin, steel, silk, lace. So if we make it 85 months, it's our moonstone anniversary.
What the fuck is that?
I have no idea. 60 months will be our diamond.
Okay, yeah, definitely.
Okay, we can quit this here, but
Yeah.
yes, today is our paper anniversary.
Yeah. So fourth week, fourth episode. Um, yeah, we're watching the. Well, let's start with the final Stanley Cup, Game 7 Wednesday.
Mhm.
Speaking of that, I was thinking of. Remember all the Austin Powers are on Netflix now?
No, I didn't know that.
You've seen all of them, right?
Yeah,
I mean, the first one is so fucking funny. I
first
mean,
one's great.
you remember that, right?
Yeah, the first one's amazing.
Dude, Mike Myers is a fucking genius. Like those movies, I was laughing my ass off outside. I was sitting watching on TV outside. I'm just laughing. The neighbors are like, "Are you horny, baby?" I'm about to do like a horrendous like
Yeah,
British
yeah.
accent.
How about you work? You're sitting at like by the pool at like 2 p.m. on a Monday watching Austin Powers. Would you like get a job? You're like, oh my god, have you seen this movie from 1994?
Yeah,
No,
it is an old movie too. But yeah,
pretty
that
good.
just reminded me. Kind of reminded me of Fat Bastard.
No, it's pretty good. And all of them were pretty solid. None of them were the first one, but like
The
Gold.
third one was kind of shitty, but yeah, the first two were definitely great.
And he was pretty funny in Bohemian Rhapsody. He like came out of nowhere to like have a cameo in that movie.
Oh yeah. He was like the producer, or whatever. I know it's
Yeah.
good that he's back. Like, he could do so much. I mean, he worked so much when he was younger. So
Yeah.
I could see he's just like Seems
Saturday
like
Night Live.
sometimes those guys like it's like they're working so much, they're doing so many characters, they get like burnt out. Like, did you hear like so many comedians that have so many issues?
I feel like comedians in general have like you kind of have a crazy background to become a comedian. Like if you grew up with a normal childhood, you probably are not going to be a comedian. You have to have some like adversity in your life or something
I
like.
guess so, yeah.
It's just like I don't know. I feel like the comedy is born out of like some crazy childhood.
Yeah. Or we just like kind of psychopath. I mean, you have to have like weird, like comedians are just like in dark places a lot of time.
Yeah, and it's such a hard job too. Like we watch Crashing,
Yeah.
and it's like my God, I can't even imagine doing that. Like barking on the corner, just like standing there for like handing out flyers just so you can perform for like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
It's like you got to
How
want it
about talk
so
about getting a
badly.
real job? How'd you get a job?
How about you like shit on their dreams, trying to become like famous comedians? This is our old man barking at clouds segment. We don't like people who are like not working.
Yeah, old man yelling at clouds. Yeah. How about you? Oh my God, dude. Okay, this is a hilarious story, actually. Well, I don't know if it's hilarious. Hopefully it is. I think it was kind of funny. So yeah, old man yelling at clouds. We'll do this early now. Just jump in for our scrap everything we originally talked about.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to this person's house for a job, and so going to the house. I'm like, hey, we're here to like take a look at your house. I'm not going to disclose what we're doing to the podcast, but anyway, she's like, okay, I got to get my my daughter up, my kids up. My kids are still sleeping in these two bedrooms, so you can come
What time
in.
is it?
This is at 9:30 in the morning.
Okay.
9:30 in the morning. So I'm like, okay, who knows, like how old the kids are.
Yeah, they're probably like little kids, I'm assuming.
So go in, yeah. So first kid's clearly like in college. Like he's clearly like college age like bro.
Okay,
He's just like sleeping in, like completely like nothing to do.
Okay.
He was like kind of chill. I'm like, okay, like
in college or graduated college?
well, college is over
I mean,
since for most people right now. So school, they're probably out. So
no, but I mean, like, is he still attending? And it's a summer break, or did you think he graduated?
unknown. It seemed like that was the possibility. Summer break.
Okay.
So I've definitely done that before, but I was just like, Jesus Christ, kid, like wake the fuck up. It's like 9:30. Like what the fuck are you doing? And then the daughter, like, okay, he's like up, we're out, and the daughter's like not ready yet. So the mom like keeps going in. She's like, you gotta like knocking on the door. She's like, you gotta go
34.
out. You gotta go out. So it turns out she's like, she could have been college age too, but I feel like she was like a senior in high school. Well, she was driving, so she's probably. This is kind of wreck the story, but I don't know. Freshman year, super young.
Okay.
And dude, all of a sudden they have a fucking blowout about like how she doesn't respect the mom like whatsoever. She won't get a job. The mom's like, you have to get a job. Like, show some respect around this house. You can't just go out with your friends for a week and then just show up back at home. And like me and all those other guys are like in the house like working and we're just like flipping out. And I'm like, what? And I'm like, I've totally been there before, like at home, at school, and you just sleep in. And like I'm biased now because I don't sleep in ever anymore because of a kid, but Okay, it's fucking Monday morning, 9:30. Like, wake your ass up and go do something.
To be fair, at our age, it's 9:30. I feel like that's not that late. When we were that age,
You're
we
like,
were
yeah, I got to
definitely
bed like
sleeping.
you're like, yeah, I got to bed like 11:30 yesterday, this morning.
I mean, I don't have a kid, so there's definitely Saturdays where I'm waking up at like 10, 11 o'clock. I'm not gonna lie,
Oh
but
my god,
I mean, why not? This is lazy Saturday, sleep
how would you
in.
be
But
lazy as hell? How would you like do something? Would you like
sometimes,
work out?
we
Or like
did that.
help
We did
help
that as
muscle
college
serve?
kids, though.
Yeah, no, I
Get
never did
free
that.
so early,
Never
and
did
then you
that.
wake up, and then your mom would be like, "I went running, I did the errands," and you get the whole like list of shit that happened before you woke up. It's like, all right, fuck, like I don't know. You're especially for us when we used to have to get up at 4 or 5 a.m. like every day, and then you got a break
For
from
crew,
college.
yeah.
You'd be like, oh my god, I'm definitely trying to sleep in a little bit, like because we were getting up at so early every single day. I can understand as a kid. I don't understand it now. Now I kind of side with you, but I also can kind of see like, all right, I get it. Like they're college kids. Like they have nothing to do. They're probably working some like job like 3 days a week or 4 days a week. It's like their day off. Like of course he's gonna sleep in. Like he has nothing to do. He's just like living in his.
It's just so weird because you think about how many people we talk about now that are like trying to get out of jobs or like trying to make more money. And then you're at college, it's like, yeah, I don't give a fuck. Like I could be like working full time and like trying to save money and make money, but you're like, yeah, fuck that. I don't give a shit.
Yeah, I mean, we were
And
the
then
same
she's
way.
like,
It's like
she's,
it's just
and then
you learn that as you get older.
then the wife gets on the phone with the husband and is like, they're having the full family discussion about like what she's gonna do for jobs. It's like, oh, you can't go over to grandma's because you got to find a job first. She clearly like goes to like her grandma's to like get away, like air quotes grandma. And then she's like,
Yeah,
hey, I'm gonna drive up and down the coast and go to look for a job at like Jamba Juice because they pay really well and it's easy. I'm like, oh Jesus fucking Christ, like so fucking lazy, like get a job.
and it's like the easiest. And the thing is, too, when you look at it from our perspective now, you didn't pay any rent, you don't pay any bills. You're literally just working and pocketing all that money. You're spending it when you go out, but like
But you have like extreme privilege, like you don't
you
pay any
you know
money
that
there.
you know that girl. You weren't paying rent when you were staying. Were you paying rent when you came home from college?
Oh,
Like,
at my house, at your house. You mean? Yeah, yeah,
that's what
yeah.
I'm saying. Like this girl's like 19, 20 years old. She's home for the summer from college. They're trying to make her get a job, but she's not. She has no expenses. She's not paying rent because she's living at home. She's not
Yes.
paying bills. So it's like go work like 8 hours a day. Doesn't matter what the job is. You're in college. Who cares? And then you just pocket all that money. It's like
It
you're just
seems
making
so.
money, and it's all positive cash flow. You're not losing any money. And when you go out with your friends, but it's still like how much are you spending when you go out?
Yeah, I listened to another podcast today that they're talking about how they don't want their kids to go to school and
Yeah.
then just like rage like all week on the weekends. Like they want them to like use part of their like college savings, putting it towards like I don't know. So it's like there's some incentive where it's not like you're going to spend all this money just partying. That some of the money is going to go towards like the rest of your school years, like the rest of your college years.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, some weird like financial planning shit. But
Yeah.
it was like I don't even know because now you think about it, it's like we did a lot of that, so much of that stuff. And I think about it now, and you're like, okay, you don't want my kid like being an asshole and just like spending all this stupid money and like being lazy as shit.
But that's what I'm saying. Like it's like hard to get on them when we did the same stuff as kids. It's like I understand where you're coming from, but then I'm like, we were the same way. Like we weren't any better than maybe we were a little bit better than that. But I
Maybe
mean,
we're just like fucking spoiled assholes. We didn't even know it. We were just like, yay, all the time. We didn't give a shit. And we're like totally pieces of shit.
of course, that's why they say like youth is wasted on the young. If we had realized it at the time, like imagine putting our mindset now into like when we were like summers in college, it would have been so different. We would have like like we just had no idea what we were doing. We were such idiots, and like everybody is at that time. Like, congrats to the people who aren't, and like are like super responsible.
Yeah,
But I feel like
congrats to the
most people
people
aren't.
that have like a shit ton of college debt and like you have to work full time and go to school full time. Yeah, feel bad. R.I.P. IP.
Jesus Christ, that is.
All right,
Shit.
that was old men yelling at clouds.
Mm.
Upset about kids working. School. It's summertime. School's out. How about you get a job immediately?
Yeah, get a job. You have till the end of June to get a job. No, not even, not even. You should have a job in like the next 2 weeks, because then you got to work more than just July and August.
Rent a rower. Go rent yourself out.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Be like a
Go,
slave. Just like rake people's yards and do like
uh,
basic yard work. Aren't you lazy as hell? It's like hire kids.
yeah, seriously. We would like we'd show up at a house. So This program was to raise money for the crew team. We would do like manual labor around town. It was called Rent-A-Rower. Most of it was raking leaves, which I get. Some of these people have these big yards, and they were like, "All right, we need some help."
Oh, we have
But
like a prostitution ring, like for the crew team.
yeah, dude. Prostitute us out to old women. Oh, muscly armed crewmen.
Muscly arms.
Yeah. So they hired us once to move a fridge from the basement to like the third floor, a massive fridge. We had to move it up like 3 flights of stairs. And the guy was like, "Yeah, I don't want to pay a moving company like $100 to do this," but he was paying us like $50, $60. It's like, how fucking cheap are you? Pay $40 more and you'll have it done. It's like a bunch of college kids. We have no idea what we're doing. We're trying to move this massive fridge up the stairs. He was like, "You guys want some cookies?" He was like trying to feed us and watch us.
Yeah,
like,
clearly, like it was like perversion, like Rent-A-Row.
Yeah.
You're gonna watch the boys come in your crew outfits, your unis.
Yeah, it didn't help us at all. Just stood there watching. It's like, dude, you can help. We're not like. He was like, "Oh, watch the corner." It's like, okay, yeah, we see the fucking corner, man. It was like sometimes like it was just like lazy ass people who were like cheap as hell and just like did not want to pay for like a professional service.
Oh my god. Yeah, that was pretty funny. All right, so let's do Stanley Cup.
Okay.
So, fucking Bruins, man.
That was a Blues chance
Boston.
last night.
Boston's so fucking good, dude. Boston's literally like the best city. I mean, how do you have these teams? Like I'm gonna be so fucked at some point. I mean, it may never happen. It's very, very possible that Boston will never ever be bad again because they've had so much success. And
Okay,
it's
an
like
absurd
an
take.
insane standard. It's really not. Okay, but you just play random videos and podcasts.
Go ahead.
Just like to get super distracted. You're like, yeah, I don't care listening to this. I'm just gonna watch like Instagram.
Go ahead.
Boston's they could never be bad again because the standard is set so high for the city. It's like we just can't be bad. Like every ownership group is going to be like, we got to do everything possible, so they're never going to be bad. But at some point,
I think there's a lot of luck involved in this too, because you think about the Bruins, like they've had this team for a couple seasons now. That core has been there. Granted, they won a cup, but that was what 2000.
There's a lot of hockey teams. There's always like a core. I mean, the core guys I feel like are Chara and.
Yeah, but Chara's old as shit now. Like he had a great playoff.
He's
a guy. The guy's like no, he's a core guy, but he's not like. God, I mean, even Marchand and like Bergeron have been there for over like 10 years now. It's crazy.
I don't know if Marchand's been there long, but yeah, regardless, he is. Yeah, and
Marchand's been almost like I want to say like 14 years.
No, dude, no way. I mean,
It's at least over 10.
Pro.
Because he was on that cup team, and when did they win the cup? It was at least
11.
Yeah, so that's 8 years ago, and
10 years. Yeah, I guess 10 years.
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah. So he's a core guy, and I was thinking of the guys that they had. Those are in the last cup run. They had some of those same guys, dude. Tuukka was a backup.
Yeah, this is his 10th season.
They had Krejci was on that team. Krug. Yeah, they had decent guys from that team. Anyways, though, I don't know, dude. That was awesome. They just like kicked the shit out of the Blues and like.
No, but what I'm saying
anything can happen in hockey, but Game 7 at home, like it's gonna be so good to be at home. You need to be at home.
No, but just to go back to the Bruins point before I address that, I think it's just like I don't know. It's not like they assemble this team with like being like you got to come to Boston. We want to build this winning culture. They've had this team. They've been, they just really put it together this year. They've been good years in years past, but like. I mean, they benefited too from Tampa and Washington losing. So did every team in the East. But I don't know. I don't feel like that has to do with Boston as much as it has to do with just the fact that like they just happen to get. It's just more coincidence, I think, with the Bruins. Yeah. Patriots have like this winning culture, and Red Sox have this culture where like players want to come there. But there wasn't like some marquee free agent that came to Boston and like was like I'm picking Boston over. I think they just put it together this year. It's crazy. It's even crazier that they're doing that because. That Boston is doing that because of how lucky they got with the Bruins. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
it's like of all the teams that put it together this year, now of course it's Boston again.
It seems like and it seems like in hockey though too, you can turn the page so quickly on this stuff. Like they've been in. This is their third Game 7 of the playoffs this year. It's like they were that close to being eliminated, and now they're this close to being
to winning the cup.
Champions. Yeah, champions.
I really think that was the Blues' chance last night. And they said that no team has ever won a cup with a losing record at home, and now the Blues have a losing record at home.
Oh, really? I didn't even know that.
And the other thing is, too, I don't
That's
know
pretty
if this,
bad.
Yeah.
Overall, or just in the playoffs?
In the playoffs. But you have to remember the Blues were one of the worst teams in the league, and they fired their coach, and they brought in Berube, and then they were like one of the best teams in the second half. But you wonder if they're starting.
What's his name? Came up too.
Yeah, Binnington. Yeah.
I know. I heard so disrespectful to Berube too. I heard him during the lineup. They were announcing the lineup. They're like interim coach.
Yeah, I thought that too. When I heard
I'm just
that.
like,
yeah.
okay, how would you just like call him the coach? You'd be like an asshole.
Do you think they did that on purpose? I was wondering that when I heard that. Was that kind of like a subtle shot at their coach?
I don't know how it could be a shot, but it must have been
They're
something.
saying like he's not the real coach; he's just the interim coach. It was weird. I've never heard them say that before.
I mean, if you go up to him and you're like, "Hey, what's your title?" He's gonna be like, "Would he be like, I'm interim head coach?"
Yeah.
He'd be like, "I'm the head coach of the Blues."
No, I think he would say
I'm
interim because out of respect, like because he's
not.
not.
That's what I think. In hockey, he'd be like way over, like caring about respect. But,
yeah, I think he would have.
Sure.
But
don't disrespect the guy who like sucked the franchise like to the bottom of the standings.
Yeah, right. Who brought them up from the worst team to the best?
Yeah.
I don't know what to expect on Wednesday. I feel like we've seen teams do this before where they have a shot to win, they blow it, and we're like, that was their chance, they're not going to win it, and then they ended up winning it.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I mean, I heard Bergeron gave like the talk of his life in the locker room, and like had them so fired up.
Everybody says that, yeah.
And I know most of the time that those pep talks don't work, but I feel like it was needed in that situation because it was just like Game 5 where a team was up 1-0. Like in Game 5 was the Blues, here was the Bruins. It was a really close game. You knew that one goal was not gonna be sufficient. So it was like we need to score again. I think he just got them fired up, and maybe the Blues got a little overconfident. I mean, they got their ass kicked.
I guess. I mean,
Rask also played like an incredible game. You can't. The Blues definitely had plenty of chances in that game. And Rask definitely stole it through the first 2 periods, but I don't know what happened in the third. That was terrible.
Yeah.
Well, if you're a Blues fan.
Yeah, I mean, who likes the Blues? You know, anybody that likes the Blues? They're like super random. That logo,
around,
dude, isn't that logo like stolen? That logo is like a combination.
They've been around for a while. They came in when the Flyers came in. They were the second wave.
Does it be like a musical note? What the fuck is that?
Because like the Blues in St. Louis, like the music of St. Louis.
It's
like the Jazz. It was like when the Jazz before they played in Utah, where they were like the New Orleans Jazz.
Yeah, that makes sense. Just like
they've been around
Lakers,
for a while. They came in when the Flyers came in the 60s. They were the second wave of expansion, but they're the only team in that group that hasn't won a cup or hasn't disbanded. So they've gone like before this year, they had been swept in every finals they had been in. They had never even won a Stanley Cup Finals game.
I know. I remember hearing that.
They have like a horrible history. So their fans are just like.
I thought they won long time ago, but I guess they never did.
No, they made a couple finals and they got swept every time.
Because they played the Bruins back in the day. I thought that was the finals that they ended up winning once, but I guess not. Like
no, that was Bobby Orr. When Orr's like flying through the air. I'm almost positive that was the Blues.
I thought it was another time, but yes, no, that was against the Blues. Yeah.
It is pretty crazy if they win all 3, but then you wonder like it can only go down from here. Like you worry as a Boston fan, like it's gonna. Turn.
I know. I can't imagine when like they just suck. Like we talked about this before. Like you're not gonna be super into the games. I mean, the Patriots. It's an event to watch Sunday football games.
Mm-hmm.
So you can watch it. It's like even NBA and hockey. It's like, okay, you're going to watch like a Tuesday night game against, the fucking Phoenix Coyotes. You're like, okay, yeah, definitely not. Like, I'm not going to watch that game. It'd be fun like if I could go to that game being out here. If I, for some reason, was out in Arizona, I would go to that game. But you're not going to be like, all right, put everything aside, like clear the schedule. Got to watch the game. I mean, it was kind of fun. Like, I got to admit, like, I do miss being able to have the games on easily, because how about I be poor and get a job and torrent everything and like Reddit stream all the games?
Yeah,
it's kind of like a pain in the ass. Like a lot of the time it doesn't work, and like it's the buffering and the streams suck. So it was nice to be able to just turn on like the local channel for the sports team You just have the game on like all the time. So you'd
Yeah,
always have it on.
but I don't think we can generalize the fans like that because I think it's more fandom. If you're a big Celtics fan or a big Bruins fan, doesn't matter where you live. Like you're not going to watch. I feel like we say this every podcast, but like you're not going to watch like every game. But like I know for like the Flyers, like if I'm
yeah, you gotta watch the game.
no, I mean you go out of your way to like watch like a game when you can. It's like if you have plans, you have plans. But if I'm like home now, I'm like, oh, the Flyers are playing, then I'll watch. You know. So I think it just depends on your level of fandom. Like the Patriots, you're gonna watch every game. The Celtics, you probably watch a lot. The Red Sox, you probably watch when you can. But it's I don't know. It's just it's about the effort. It's like if you really were that big of a fan, then you pay for the subscription, or you find a way, which you do for other sports.
Yeah. One day.
So I don't think it's like fair to say that like Bruins fans are like that. I think Bruins fans are pretty passionate and they're gonna like.
They are. I mean, there's plenty of passionate fans. I think we're just like, I don't know.
I feel like I'm that way with the Sixers. So if the Sixers like are playing a big game or like a team with like Anthony Davis, then I'll watch. But if they're playing like the Hornets, I'm like I don't give a shit. But with like the Flyers, I'll be like okay, I'll watch against Phoenix or Arizona now. I won't like discriminate games with the Flyers, but with like the shit. Okay.
What team is PK Subban on? Don't watch his game.
Yeah, how about Bruins fans like say horrible things about Subban?
They love Patrick. They love Subban now.
His brother used to be on the Bruins.
Yeah, I remember that. He was a goalie, wasn't he?
Yeah, now he's on Vegas. But
yeah.
I don't know. I feel like it's I don't even know. What are we even saying? Like, if you're a fan, it's like...
We talk about this all the time.
Yeah, football is an event because it's one day a week, So it's like, of course, you're going to put everything aside. It's like one game. You're going to watch that game, and then they don't play again until the next week.
Yeah.
So you feel more inclined to, like, watch that. And football's just the best. I mean, football Sundays are just incredible. Like, it's just different. It's
Would you nerd out? I'm like, oh, my God, I fucking love football.
Yeah, like you're gonna disagree when we're like have like 2 fantasy leagues going here. We're like flipping all the time, trying to like recruit people into the league, like coming up with different rules for the league. No, football Sundays are just better. They're just like huge event.
Yeah.
Even like week 1 or 2, especially if you do like red zone or you have like a fantasy team.
Yeah. Okay, let's stop talking about this because we talk about this every week.
Yeah.
How about we're also watching NBA Finals right now. Durant, he's dead. Durant's dead. The Knicks are going to sign him, dude. It's going to be hilarious. The Knicks are going to sign him. He's going to have an Achilles injury his entire career for the Knicks.
Do you think the Knicks are going to sign him? I'll believe it when I see it.
I mean, well, yeah, obviously. Everyone will believe it once it happens.
Yeah, but I don't think so. I think people are already buying in that he's going to sign with, like, it's like a foregone conclusion at this point. They think this guy's like a Nick next year.
Which would be Knickerbocker. What the hell is a Knickerbocker again? I forget what that is.
A horrible team too. Like, why are the Knicks like a? We've probably talked about this before too, but like they're not a marquee team anymore.
But it's just about New York. It's like they want to live in New York, which again I don't get it. It's a New York discussion again.
But do they want to live in New York? Because if that was true, then why has New York not attracted any free agents in like? Who was the last big free agent the Knicks signed? It's been so long. I'm sure there's one, but you can't even think about it. So it's like, do they even care about signing with the Knicks? Why would you not sign back with the Warriors if you're Kevin Durant?
There's no way they can afford him back. I don't think like a monster deal. He's been taking like small deals.
Yeah, but okay, so then go to another team that can afford you.
Lakers. Him and Kawhi go to the Clippers. It's just so weird. Like. It just seems weird. Why would you go like you? I mean, I don't know. I'm not saying that he needs to have like loyalty, but it's like, how do you just all of a sudden be like, I'm gonna go to the Clippers? Just super random, or the Knicks. It's completely random. I mean, like a team on the up and up, right? Is where you think he would go, right? I mean, he because he has his rings, he can still be like a superstar. Like. I don't know, maybe the Nets. Like, I'd say the Nets are possibly. They're kind of an up-and-up young team. Like, that's a weakish division. Mm-hmm. I guess not. Well, not really. Toronto, Philly, and Boston on top of all those teams is the strongest team in that division. But I don't know. I mean, that seems like a possibility. Like, why go to the Knicks? Just seem like the worst team to go to.
Yeah, I don't get the appeal of the Knicks. Even the Nets seem like a more appealing option.
That's
You
what I'm
play in
saying.
New
Yeah.
York and you have less pressure. Why you're gonna go to the Knicks and you're just gonna be like the best player on a bad team?
I mean, I hate this, but even like the Lakers would make sense to go to like just go try and have a super team with LeBron, even though he's super old. But it's just like that makes more sense than the Knicks.
Yeah, I don't get the
Or
appeal of the Knicks.
I'm looking at like, and I'm looking at the top 8 in the
Oof.
East. It's nowhere to go. Okay, I just watched Curry just like dribbling up, but he's just like passing it around. And Golden State's winning. I mean, they're up by 11 points right now.
They're up by 10. How much time are you on a delay?
Yeah, 5 minutes left in the third. Yeah, it's a problem with streaming. What I have cable.
Yeah, how would you like catch up? I'm like in the future. Oh shit! In the future, future Phil over here. Oh my god! Wait till you see what happens.
Ew. Oh my god. Sorry.
We're playing with his mouth guard.
Oh yeah. What the fuck is that? Looney?
Yeah, they've lingered on that too much. How would you like a Looney Tune? How would you like a cartoon character?
Like the Trailblazers, the Rockets. I mean, those are teams where you're like, okay, well, I guess you wouldn't go to the Rockets, but it's like a team on the up and up, like the Thunder, which is like a abandoned year team that's like really.
Yeah, I don't think
still
Durant's
being
going
good.
back to the Thunder, but oh shit, that's a big three.
Okay, Knickerbocker was a monthly magazine. I didn't think that's what it was. I thought it was something.
No, it's got to be something else. How would you be named after a magazine?
Knickerbocker is a New York monthly magazine. Published. Oh, it ended in 1865. Shit, we just missed it.
Oh fuck, yeah, I remember that. That was a good paper back in the day. I don't know. I don't get the appeal of New York. Part of me hopes that like New York doesn't get anybody. I'm just like I thought it was so funny when they lost out on Zion. It's only because they're so overconfident they're gonna get these players. That they're gonna get Anthony Davis, Kevin Durant, Zion. It's so funny to see them not get these players.
It's more the media. The media just sucks, dude. The media
No,
fucking
but
sucks.
being in New York, the fans like I hear the fans talking. They think they're getting Durant. They thought they were getting Zion. It's just so funny to see their heart get broken because they're
Yeah,
so
that's true.
confident. There was no doubt in their mind that they were getting Zion. It was
Yeah.
like I remember at work the day before the draft or the day of the draft, and everyone's like, "Oh man, gonna get Zion." Talking about how Durant's gonna come and play with him. And it was just so funny seeing them not get him. And not only did they not get Zion, they didn't even get the second pick. They fell to 3.
Yeah.
It's overconfidence. They have to chill out a little bit.
I mean, they have so much ground to catch up on between Toronto, Philly, and Boston. I mean, there's 3 top teams there. I mean, Toronto's probably the champion. Well, I don't know if they're going to win tonight. I think Golden State's going to take this one tonight.
I don't know. It's a 4-point game right now.
No, it's not.
Yeah. How far behind are you?
All right, let's see here. Hold on. It's a replay. Okay, yeah, it gets 5-point game. Okay.
That would be like so far behind. You're like, oh, it's game 1.
Oh shit, Durant's playing tonight.
Yeah. Oh my God, Durant's on the Warriors.
Yeah, and I had to. Let's mention this too. The fucking foul.
Oh my God! Oh, what a moment!
Oh my God, dude, he definitely scared the shit out of me. Like threw all the shit fell down. Oh my God.
I had to do it.
Oh my God. Oh. Okay.
Oh my God, did you knock over a glass?
The glasses like fell way up, like on the ground, like behind, like fucking thing over here. Oh my God. Oh, okay. Sorry.
What are we talking about?
Oh my God. Oh, there it is.
Yeah. How about you? You're on a delay. Pretty sure I'm like 2 minutes ahead of you.
Oh. Okay.
Oh God. What were we even talking about?
The fouls.
Oh, the fouls are terrible.
Everyone says it's like the NBA's in on everything. I would be so disappointed as a sports fan if NBA is controlling the stuff. Like, maybe some stuff has happened like in the past, but
Yeah.
for them to just have it like in the playbook, be like, okay, we want this series to go longer because 5 games isn't enough. So let's just make sure we call a shit ton of fouls so the game's not really in like the player's hands. Like, I don't think that's the case. I don't think they're thinking of that.
Yeah, some tinfoil hat type stuff. But
I feel like that
in
goes on. Those are rumors.
in recent years, I feel like, especially in like college football, I know we've seen some plays where you're like, that's really suspect. Like, are they? Remember that play with LSU this year where the player like had 2 chances to score and he stopped like right at the goal line, and had he scored, they
Yeah.
would have been like, it would have cost people the spread, like
Yeah.
the over, I think. It's like sometimes
no
I
way
do
that-
wonder.
I guess so, but I'm feel like as you're a ref, there's no way you're sitting there in the moment with all these fans there. The coaches are yelling at you. You're trying to look at the players. Where you're like, oh shit, yeah, the spread is -2. Let me make sure I, don't let them score here. I feel
Yeah,
like,
but that's what Donaghy did. Remember the whole scandal back in the day with the ref? Like he was doing that.
yeah, I guess so. But he's like a dirty fucking guy. I mean, he's a dirty, dirty dude. So it's
I know.
like, I mean, if that was the case, I feel like we would know that about a lot of other guys.
I'm not saying it's happening. I'm just saying I wouldn't be totally surprised if that came out. It would ruin sports forever, though. Like you would just never. It would never be the same again.
It definitely would. It definitely would. That's why I just think it can't, because there's so much at stake for these guys.
What if all this Boston success has been a scam, and all the leagues have been in on it? They're like, Boston went 100 years without winning a World Series, and now we got to pay them back, and that's why. Next, it'll be Philly's turn. There's some owners are paying a lot of money behind the scenes. It's a decade of Philly next.
Yeah, definitely not. I'm pretty sure like Boston is just like they have the grit and the heart of champions.
Here we go.
You just have like people that you want to idolize. Bird, Russell, Brady, Belichick, Ortiz, Pedro. Ortiz.
Wait, one thing you're going to watch, just to add to the Boston thing, in like 15, 20 years, it's going to be a 30 for 30 about Boston with all the success, like the past 20 years. And you're going to be sitting there being like, Jesus Christ, like I can't, it's not even going to seem real. It's going to be like this documentary about like how they just won everything over this like 2-decade span.
Yeah.
And you're going to be sitting there watching it being like, it's crazy. Like you're so in it now. I think when you step back and like a couple, like whenever this slows down, you're going to realize like how insane it is. Because from like an outsider perspective, it's crazy.
It is. I was talking to somebody today, and he was like saying how pissed. Okay, he said his coworker or like someone who works under him just kept talking shit about Boston. She's from Boston or likes the Bruins or whatever. He said he like docked her pay because he was like, you won't shut the fuck up, so I'm gonna like dock her pay.
Wow, how about you like have horrible business practices? If you're like totally, if you're like really pissed at like Boston, like screw some poor woman over who's like working hard. Like, we must dock your pay for rooting for the Sox.
I was like, yeah, okay, buddy, like chill out.
Yeah, relax.
And like, I felt like he was serious too. Like I know he sounded like he was joking, but I was like, okay, yeah, definitely doesn't seems pretty real. Guy's pretty serious.
People hate Boston, and from like
the thing
that's
is, like that's like I feel with Golden State. Like there's part of me that wants to root for Golden State. It's like because Boston's that team, they win all the time, and it's like we want to keep winning. So Golden State, they win all the time, and it's like, yeah, keep fucking winning, be like this huge dynasty. Right. Even though I'm like, okay, like I get sick of the Warriors. Like Toronto's never won. Like, oh, wouldn't it be nice? Like, yeah, fuck that. Have the dominant team win, the best team.
I mean, I have a friend who's a fan like that. Like he's an Eagles fan, but like every Super Bowl, he's like, got to root for the Patriots because like you'll never see this again. It's a weird thing. See, I'm the opposite. I think it makes you root against them more. It's like when a Boston team is playing, I feel like you either embrace what we were just talking about or you root against them like really hard. It just makes it makes it more interesting because if it's like a Boston team, now you're like pulling for the other team like it's your team. It's just because you want to see them lose. So you either like really embrace it or it just makes it like way more intense. It's just like in the Stanley Cup Finals. Like if you're not rooting for the Bruins, you're like rooting hardcore for the Blues because you're like, fuck, I don't want to see a Boston team win again. Or like you're like my friend,
like you're doing. How be a piece of shit and support your friend, like have their teams.
Yeah, because you guys haven't had enough championships.
Yeah, but
It's
you like
a-
just show support for like people that you like regardless of your like bias allegiances.
Oh, hold on, I gotta charge my. This is my excuse. I gotta charge my.
The fuck are you doing? Anyways, okay, yeah. Speaking of
No,
Boston,
no way, because you guys have won so much. There's no way. What am I gonna say? Like, oh, I feel so bad for Merck. I hope the Bruins win. It's like you guys have won everything. So of course you want to see the Blues win. They're like the. It's like rooting against Golden State. You can't root for Golden State, even if you have friends who are Golden State fans. It's like you want
yeah,
to
but at the same
see.
time, it's like Curry. We're gonna look back at Curry and be like, this guy could make these ridiculous shots, and he was so good. And like Clay, you'd be like, you had Curry, Clay, and Durant in the same team. That didn't happen since the '80s when you had these dominant guys in the '90s.
Yeah, but no one's
It's like crazy
denying
super teams.
how great like the streak is. Like no one's saying it's not great, but it just makes you, I think, root for the other
People
team.
hate on it so quickly, though. People hate on the greatness so quickly. Like everyone loved Golden State when they won their first one.
But I don't think. But like from a personal perspective, am I hating on Boston because I'm rooting for the Blues? I'm not doing it out of like
Yes.
anger. I'm just doing it because I want. They've won enough. I want to see like a different team win.
No, yeah,
Like,
it's
I'm
like
like
anger. You're definitely like a piece of shit, like sore loser.
I did. I punched a hole in my wall. And I was like, "Fuck, 5-1." I like slogged like my wall. No,
yeah, you assaulted me 10 years ago, 12 years ago, actually.
Did I? Or was that? I think that was. Oh, we can't. We're not gonna use names here. No,
That
it
was
wasn't
on the
me.
Patriots.
No,
No,
it
it
wasn't
was.
me.
Oh, yeah, okay.
No,
yeah.
it wasn't. It was not me.
No, I think it might have been, actually. I think I was assaulted.
How about you like make up stories? Like I go to court now. No, I don't know. I mean, it's just how it is. It's like you. It's not like Boston has won like 3 titles. It's just like they're the team you root against.
Yeah. So speaking of Boston legends, Ortiz, I'm rocking the 04 championship hat here.
Mm-hmm.
Ortiz was shot in the Dominican Republic, and what seems like it wasn't a hit on him. You just heard some breaking news, or was a hit on him?
It was, yeah.
It was. Okay, so I thought originally I heard it wasn't. It was for somebody else.
No, the story I heard was that he was warned ahead of time. He kept seeing this woman who was associated with the head of like a drug cartel, and they were like, "Dude, you have to like."
Wife.
Yeah. Okay. Professional athlete. Like that's like saying like he has like a pair of shoes.
Again, here we go. How about you be like a piece of shit? Like you're, fucking. Like you're like, yeah, people can have like cheat on their spouses and have side chicks.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, he's been married since 2002.
Yeah, I mean, okay. Well, let's just preface this by saying I don't know. We don't know if this story is true, but it's being reported that.
Oh shit! Fake news. Living in New York City, New York Post, Phil Leonard. Reporting that bullshit. Just like you probably, that like just like that helicopter. It was like that didn't happen either, right? You're gonna tell me that a fucking helicopter flew into New York City and crashed? I don't think
helicopter?
so.
What are you talking about? That never happened.
So, yeah.
Exactly. That never happened. Yeah, there's no helicopter crash today. It's a perfect city. It's like we don't have any accidents here. Everything just goes smoothly all the time. There's no accident.
Okay. Let's get. Please tell us the story. What
so
you heard,
he was seeing this woman. I don't know what seeing this woman entails, but he was hanging with this woman who was associated with the head of a cartel, and they were like, "You have to slow your roll. Stop like hanging out with her." They had warned him. Apparently, the day before he had been like tailed, and he just wasn't listening. That's the story. That's what I've heard. I mean, who knows if that's true? But that's what I heard today.
I mean, it seems like he's like a god in the Dominican Republic, because it's a big baseball country, and just for who he was.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I know you're from there, but it's like, dude, you gotta have a ton of security with you. I mean, I guess it doesn't happen. The guy like rushed him like in a pretty crazy way. But if you have security with you, they're looking out for that shit. They're looking for, they're on their toes when they're there, especially.
Yeah, but also I don't disagree with that.
What the fuck are you doing, dude?
No, I don't disagree with that. But also think about it. Like he's home. He just wants to relax. Like he probably wants to like connect back to like the old. He doesn't want to walk around with a huge. He should be, but he doesn't want to walk around with a huge security detail all the time. He probably just wants to like go out, like hang out with his friends, or like hang out.
That's the place where you need to. Like in Boston, not even Boston. If he doesn't want to be like mobbed by people, like. If he wants to go to, like I think owns a house in Miami, he could probably walk around Miami and, he wouldn't get that much attention. He can do anything.
Even if he had a security with him, the way that guy from that video, like what would the security have done? He came out of nowhere. There was no way you would have stopped that guy.
Yeah.
He literally just popped out of nowhere and just fired and ran. So even with security, and what's he going to do now? So he's being transported to Mass General in Boston. Like, can he ever go back to the Dominican?
Yeah, it's gonna be a while probably before he goes back. Yeah, how about you? Like have like adequate medical care like anywhere except for Boston? Like he's gonna fly to Boston, so far
Yeah,
away.
I mean, I know. Okay, so Boston has some of the best hospitals in the
It's
country, if not
also
the
it's
world. Like
yeah
Boston has great hospitals, so I understand. Like, if he got shot in like Amherst, but like
yeah
he's got Dominican Republic. Like, you tell me Miami doesn't have good hospitals, or like Philly has
yeah.
good.
It's maybe Miami. Sure.
Yeah, right. Like, why take? Maybe I have no idea. I don't want to speculate on why he went to Mass General, but I also have to think that
Maybe
he's
he's a mooch, and because they're gonna Boston's trying to give him everything. He got a private plane, from Boston. He's like, okay, yeah, I don't want to pay any out of pocket stuff. I'll just mooch off all these people.
what you like stereotype the poor guy, some like cheap bastard. Got shot. Like, oh, you fucking cheapo! He wants to get free pudding from the nurse because this is our city. He gets free pudding.
This is our motherfucking city.
I have to say the Sox are like
That's probably one of the best lines of all time, too.
Yeah, yeah. I was gonna say like the Sox are like the
This is our
one team in
fucking
Boston
city.
that I feel like I can't root against. I don't know why. I have no explanation for that. But there's something about the Sox, the Red Sox, that I'm always like, I don't like. It's not like the Patriots. We were like, I fucking hope the Patriots lose. It's like
You
the
don't have a
Sox.
rival. You don't have a rival with him. That's why.
We don't have a rival with the Patriots either. We beat them in
Yeah,
the
you
Super
do.
Bowl. We got rid
Yeah,
of
no,
them
we beat you.
over and done with.
We're 1-1. Well, we should be 2-0 in Super Bowls, but there was a fluke illegal play on the most
Yeah, the
recent one.
Eagles should have been 2-0 in Super Bowl. They poisoned McNabb. He was throwing up. He couldn't play.
Yeah, allegations are this is clearly not true. It's been proven fact that the Philly special is an illegal play, but
That's true though. Yeah, we have a rival with
that is true.
Celtics
Yeah.
and the Bruins. It's we don't have a rivalry.
Celtics, Phillies, yeah, Bruins, Flyers have a decent rivalry. They haven't really I guess they're the same division, yeah.
I don't really look.
No, not anymore.
Not anymore. I don't really look at the Bruins as a rival. Not in that regard. I'm just like.
I mean, they had that sweep, the 4-0 sweep back with them. It's pretty bad.
Yeah, the Flyers. They came back from down 3-0 to beat the Bruins. Remember that?
Oh, that's what I bet. That's what I bet. Excuse me. We did both. We swept the Flyers, and you guys came back from 3-0, right?
Well, that's the funniest thing is so we were down 3-0 in that series. That was 2009. We came back and we won, and it was great. You had this like leg up on Boston. The next year, Boston wins the cup and sweeps the Flyers in the way. It basically it didn't erase that moment, but like it's just funny that happened.
It does put a big black mark on that moment.
Like if
that doesn't happen, you can forever be like, okay, yeah, we came back from, just like, okay. Not to get back to this like Warrior stuff. I think we're talking about Ortiz. The legacy is going to change so much if they lose this. They're going to go down 3. They'll be 3-2 in NBA Finals. If you think about that, you're like, that's really good, but you would expect them to be like 6-0, right? It's because you're like, oh, everyone's like Warriors. It didn't happen. It just shows how difficult it is to like just dominate championships.
Well, look at LeBron.
It's so hard.
What's LeBron in finals? 3-7?
3-6. Oh yeah, 3-7 maybe even.
3-7 now.
I think he's 3-6.
It's hard.
Is pretty bad. This is pretty. I mean, 3-6 is pretty bad. He's got to be at least, 4-5 or something like that. At least 5-4.
I don't know. I mean, you could argue it was almost even worse because he could have been. He could only had 2 championships if he had lost to Golden State. They were down 3-1.
Oh yeah.
Like he should have lost that one too. But you know what's going to be funny? Just talking about how like Boston won the cup the year after blowing a 3-0 series lead. If Golden State comes back in this series, which I think is possible, and they win this series after being down 3-1, does it erase what LeBron did a little bit? It doesn't erase from that moment, but it's kind of like they've like neutralized that moment. They're like, all right, we blew a 3-1 series lead, but then we came back and overcame the 3-1 series lead.
Yeah, I think so.
It's like they got back that title that they lost.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
I think it's going to happen too. I think it's like St. Louis, where this was Toronto's chance, because now it's going back to Oakland.
I don't think
it's a 3-point game here. It's a 3-point game. I don't know why we're writing Toronto off.
Yeah, and I don't think so. And they have another home game after this too.
But Game 7s are such toss-ups. I'm pretty
true.
sure that like away teams have like a 400 winning percentage in Game 7s. Like it's not as crazy as you think. Game 7 is total. Like tomorrow night or Wednesday night, it's like you don't know what to expect. I don't think the Bruins necessarily have that big of an advantage being at home.
Let's see.
Um,
Okay, yeah, I see the article too. Yeah, he was in with a drug lord, having an affair.
yeah,
Oh,
it's
Daily Mail. Dude, Daily Mail's on top of it. You know, all the gossip shit.
Do you trust the Daily Mail though? I didn't know that was a source. I saw it on
Yeah, dude,
Barstool.
I would trust the Daily. I mean, I feel like it's half and half. I feel like with the gossip stuff, it's like legitimate.
Um,
With the other stuff, it's like fucking retarded. Oh shit, they have pictures of him. Yeah, they have pictures of Ortiz in the hospital bed.
it's there's like no privacy. I guess it's the nature of the beast. But like, relax. Like taking pictures of him
Yeah,
in the hospital. You know, somebody like snuck in there and grabbed a photo really quickly.
yeah, yeah. But yeah, can you imagine like you're all standing there and then someone just takes out their phone and they're just like,
Yeah, it's
"Go
probably some
move,
nurse.
David."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
Um. Anyways, yeah. How about you like live in like a horrible place, like and you get shot, like But I guess it's pretty bad.
it happens here too, though.
Okay, here comes a story like from like Jezebel or something where it's like we should not idolize like people that like have affairs and like stuff like this and like hope he like dies.
I mean, I agree. We should idolize people people who have affairs, but they don't deserve to get shot. Like, there's levels here. But you know what? The president set the precedent because he gave Tiger Woods the Medal of Freedom. So we can never say again that you can't idolize
Yes.
somebody who has an affair. Like if we're giving, oh
Yeah.
god, there's Durant on crutches in a walking boot.
Okay. Please don't give any updates because now I'm like so far behind. Okay. Also, how about they beat the shit out of the guy that shot him, the driver? I think it was the driver who kicked. They kicked his ass.
My god, I saw that. It's like part of you
Yeah.
is like, it's kind of funny. You're like, fuck that guy. Like he's like a piece of shit. But then it's also just like, oh wow. Um, then it's also like we can't sink to their level. It's like chill out. Like let the law. He's gonna be prosecuted. I don't know. I'm torn on that one. Like part of me doesn't give a shit that he's getting his ass kicked, but then it's also like total lawlessness. Like how does that happen? Like where are the police to like break that up?
That's the thing. It's a corrupt country, dude.
Do you think they chased him down and did that, or do you think the cop? That's what I thought. The cops weren't there yet. The people ran out of the restaurant, chased this
They
guy
did.
down, shit
Yeah.
with him, and the cops
Yeah.
showed up.
It's crazy, dude. They have a ton of pictures here, dude. They have all pictures of him with his friends, like just before.
God.
It's a part of his intestines removed. He could like thin out too. He's a big guy. He could thin out a lot.
Yeah, I mean it's gonna be a big recovery. Even though he's in stable condition and he's gonna expect to pull through, it's like
It's gonna be a big recovery.
it's gonna be a big recovery. I mean, look at Plaxico Burress. Shot himself in the leg like an idiot. He was never the same again.
Yeah, yeah, it's true.
I mean, obviously Ortiz isn't playing anymore, but that's the thing is like Boston just loves him, and I get like why, but they ignore the fact that he's like an adulterer. And I mean, all fan bases do this.
Well,
I'm not
no
saying it's
one. Okay,
Boston,
no one's even knew that about him until today.
okay, that's true. But I'm just saying in general, like we do
And
this as sports fans.
Yeah, and there's people about Brady too, because he had a kid with Bridget Moynihan
Moynihan, yeah.
before, and a lot of people they always bring that up whenever there's like a hit piece on him. They're like, "Oh, the golden boy," and it's like, okay, it's like normal like life that this happens.
But we hype them up to this point. That's the thing. We make them these like gods. Like we're the ones who think of them like squeaky clean, can do no wrong. It's like they don't pass off that image. And I'm not saying Brady's going around being like, oh fuck Bridget Moynihan, but like, he's not. I guess he is trying to hide it a little bit. But you know what I'm saying? Like we are the ones who project this image of these like role models. And it's like Barkley back in the day being like, I'm not a role model, I'm a basketball player. Like if you look
Yeah.
up to me, fine, but like this is who I am. I'm not gonna like hide the fact that I'm not a perfect person. So like
I don't know. It's also like, okay, you're loving the guy because of what he does on the court or the field, baseball field, whatever. We're not walking around being like, okay, I want to be exactly who like David Ortiz is or Tom Brady is, like in every single aspect of my life. It's like I just want to be a guy who's like a really good athlete and like a really good team leader, and that's pretty much it. I'm not like, okay, I'm going to be the same type of like father that Tom Brady is. Like I don't think anyone's like saying that. And if you are, you should kill yourself.
no, people are saying that. People got Zion Williamson tattoos before the draft. people are crazy when it comes to sports. There's definitely people who model their life after these athletes.
Yeah.
There are. I mean, it's not the majority, but there's definitely they have a huge influence on people, and unfortunately, that influence sometimes extends to how people live their life.
Yeah.
Like there's people out there who are like, Brady did this to Bridget Moynihan, so I can do this to my wife, or like this girl that I'm seeing. You know, it's not right, but that they have an influence. Like that's the problem.
Yeah.
It's like that they can do no wrong.
All right, what else you got?
What else were we going to talk about? There was something else we wanted to. Oh, do you want to talk about the?
Like an absurd hike.
Yeah, do you want to talk about that guy we saw in the?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's
like horrible people.
By the way, I can see the in the reflection. I can see where you're at in the game. It's like you're like 10 minutes behind. Like it just went to commercial, and like I'm literally watching the game. You're like just going to commercial, and I'm back from commercial. It's crazy how bad the streaming can be. If you like some of these streams, you're so far behind. Yeah. That's why I got cable, because I can't stand sports where like big games and you can't go online, you can't go on social media, you can't talk to anybody because everyone else is ahead of you. It's like one thing to do it for regular season, but like I couldn't do it for playoffs. But anyway, yeah. So hiking this weekend.
I've pretty much gotten over it. Like for that reason, like I don't pick up my phone until like a commercial, or like I don't look for updates anymore.
Right.
I've gotten used to it. It's because it's been so long.
Yeah, I mean, I guess if you do it long enough, you just like come up with a strategy. Yeah. But it is weird. Like you have to kind of go like radio silent while you're watching. Oh, Jurassic Park. How about there's like monster? You like watch a game where like dinosaurs live. Like rip off Steven Spielberg. All right. So hike this weekend. This guy on the hike is running up and down the trail. He's like dancing. He's squatting on like rocks. He's being like totally like trying to be as visible as possible. He has no shirt on and a huge swastika on his chest.
Oh my god!
Like a huge swastika tattoo on his chest. Now maybe I'm being like a little.
Is it like the size of Ed Norton in?
Okay, let me look that up.
What's it called? You know what I'm talking about, right?
American History X, right?
Yeah, American History X, yeah.
Let me look it up because I want to see. I got to see how big it is. I feel like it was bigger than that. It was pretty big. And no, it was okay. It was about that same size. It was like almost same spot, same size. It was just a little bit more faded. So yeah, it's like basically Ed Norton in American History X.
That's pretty bad.
And so somebody on the hike was like, give him the benefit of the doubt. I'm like, what's the benefit of the doubt with like, what's the story where you're like, oh, that's why he has a swastika? It's just crazy that.
Hey, what kind of story do you have about that? So one day I decided to go into the tattoo parlor and ask the guy. Also, like you go into like some shady ass tattoo parlor to get that. Like no artist is gonna be like, oh yeah, sure, like no problem.
Right. Yeah, but like you're like one day I'm sitting there and I'm like, goddamn Jews, and then you're like, all right, I'll get a swastika on my chest. Like there's no like there's no like scenario where that is acceptable, because even if like, okay, what's the most absurd scenario you can think of? Like he was forcibly tattooed, you wouldn't be shirtless. No, like you're shirtless because you want people to see it.
Or you would have gotten it removed, or you would have got it recolored or something. Right. Filled in.
Or he gets it turned into like a flower or something.
Like a circle or something, yeah.
So two things I want to say about that. First of all, it was just absurd. Like I don't like, but then people were like flipping out, and we were like, we didn't say anything to anybody, but it's like you can't engage with this guy. He wants to be engaged with. Like he's trying to excite people.
He probably has like a GoPro like in his pocket, like ready to like break out, or like his phone, or just be like, "Yeah, what are you doing to me, huh? I'm recording you."
Yeah. No, exactly. That's what he wants to do, and it's like just ignore him. First of all, the guy was like jacked out of his mind.
Like live leak.
Oh my god!
Did you search like? Should have searched like Instagram for like or Twitter for like hashtags. Be like Nazi hiker on like whatever trail you were on.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm pretty sure I don't want to like fill up my search history with searching for like Nazis and hikes and.
What?
Like you're talking about, he has like an account on Instagram, like the Nazi hiker.
No, I'm just saying like it's a hashtag. Someone would probably hashtag that.
Somebody.
So you could find it. It'd be like, oh, look at this guy, like on so and so, whatever.
Oh yeah.
trail.
Like somebody took the picture and was like, "Look at this on." Like somebody posted it and was trying to get people to like notice it.
Yeah.
Saying like, "What's on the hike?" Oh, let's look it up. Let's look up and see if anybody did that. Oh my god, this is crazy. It's like obviously oh my god. Okay, we're definitely not looking this up. There's ridiculous search results.
Okay, yeah, that's true.
I'm definitely not looking. I would hashtag.
How would you join like the deep alt-right movement?
That's the ALT right, by the way, not
ALT, not all right. Here we go.
Right, no, it's just so funny. It's like, how do you get to that point in your life? You clearly don't give a shit anymore. Like, what does that guy do for a living? There's no way you have that tattoo and you're like an accountant. Like that guy, who knows?
I guess you could. You would take your shirt off.
We were saying that. I was saying that to my friends on the hike. Like, can you imagine if like he's your coworker and then you all go out for like a hiking outing and he just whips off his shirt and you're like, oh my god, this guy's like huge swastika on his chest. Like you just work with him for like 2 years and then you're like, oh, let's go for a hike. He's like, I'm just gonna take my shirt off.
Like, yeah, let's lounge by the pool. Let's have like a pool outing.
God, can you imagine that?
That'd be pretty bad.
It's just like it's out there, but it's pretty startling to see it in person, especially like a swastika. It's like it's just so in your face. Even if you're not like Jewish, it's just so extreme and like clearly he's like trying to get people to notice it.
Yes. Okay, yeah. Okay, my God, I'm looking at Pete Davidson. He has like a shit ton of tattoos too. I think it says Coon on his shirt, but I think it says Coon.
No, he definitely does not say that on his.
He got the Bada Bing too, from the Bada Bing hat from Sopranos.
Pete Davidson's a nut job. Like that guy is
crazy.
Just, I mean, I know he's got a pretty sad backstory, so like you wonder if that plays into it, but
it has to. Yeah, he's pretty messed up.
That guy just seems so like messed up at times. Like he looks like when you see him, like what he dates like all these like hot women, and you're just like look at pictures of him, you're like, what is the appeal? Like
money.
He's
probably funny. He's probably funny to hang out with and does dumb shit and it's entertaining.
Okay, but that's
right. So if you're a celebrity, you just like you're in such a bubble.
I guess, but like Steve-O's not. It's like dating Steve-O or like somebody from Jackass.
Yeah, it's true.
Or like Bam Margera or something. I guess.
Oh my God! All right, yeah, this is ridiculous. All right, you got anything else?
No,
that's pretty bad. That's pretty bad. Nazi hike there. Like, relax, dude. Like, just calm the fuck down.
It's just so in your face. It's just so unnecessary. And like, I was kind of glad that nobody was engaging. Like everyone was just ignoring him. He was running up and down. He was like trying so hard. People were like, "No."
That's the best way. Yeah, that's the best way. Yeah.
Because like he, like I said, he was jacked out of his mind. He was probably waiting to fight. It's like Avery. You know Avery? Like we always talk about like Sean Avery's ridiculous
Sean Avery, yes.
Instagram posts. And how like we're like one day he's gonna get his ass kicked, but then I think you were saying like he doesn't care. He was like an NHL enforcer. He's like ready to fight. Yeah, like, that guy can take pretty much anybody. He's not gonna pick on somebody who he can't take. It's not like you or I like going up to some stranger and doing that. Like Avery's not gonna get his ass kicked, and even if he does take a couple punches, he's used to it. He was a instigator in the NHL.
Yeah, he will fight back.
Oh my God.
He's fucking hilarious, by the way, too. God.
Okay, we might have to.
Okay, shut the fuck up, dude.
I can't help it when you're.
Fuck off.
I gotta delay this.
Are you saying that about the Trojan bear skin condom ad that's just came on?
Yeah. It's my favorite one to use. Okay. I don't know how we're gonna watch this now. I think we might have to.
You can't. You're not fucking DVR either.
No, I don't have DVR. Oh my God.
How would you be homeless and not have any DVR?
I didn't know that was like what separates me from like homeless people is having DVR. Like, I can record.
Yeah, I'm literally gonna end this podcast if you're just gonna. Oh, I don't even know. Yeah, I don't even know what to do. All right, here we go. Fuck. I'm 5:30 left. How far? Okay.
You're so far behind. I'm not gonna say anything. You're really far behind.
How about you turn the volume up really loud so everyone can just listen to the game?
Yeah. Oh man, this is weird now because I'm not gonna say anything. I will.
Oh, yeah. Kawhi, but you have like a ridiculous 3-pointer.
Sorry, I had to turn it down. Oh
Okay,
my-
this is great. This is great radio. I don't know if we're gonna be able to do this.
I know. I think we might have to.
All right, maybe we'll. Okay.
I think we should.
Yeah, we should end it. All right. To be continued. We'll follow up after. We'll post some stuff on Instagram about the game.
Yeah. Yeah.
All
Yeah.
right. All right. Thanks, everybody. Hopefully this is not too long for you. We'll talk to you later. Peace.
Yep,
All
thanks.
right, here we go. Episode 4, week 4, out. Later,
Yep.
dude.